In an agenda-setting news break, Times Now has spoken to the man who was chosen to be an independent punch in the Mumbai cruise drug bust raid by the NCB itself and is now punching holes in its own case. The man named Prabhakar Sahil stunningly claims that Aryan Khan could have been the victim of an extortion bid. Sahil says he is the personal bodyguard to Kiran Gosavi, who is also a witness in this case and is currently missing. Sahil names Gosavi and NCB officials, including its Zonal Director Wankhede, while alleging that Aryan Khan has been framed to extort 18 to 25 crore rupees. Now, Gosavi himself has been under a cloud ever since his selfie with Aryan Khan at the NCB office hours after the superstar's son was detained, and that picture had gone viral. Facing multiple cases, Gosavi is currently missing. But in his affidavit, Sahil expresses apprehension that he may have been abducted or killed. Now, in the dock after Times Now's expose, Sameer Wankhede has denied the payoff charges. But the NCB has ordered a departmental inquiry to probe these allegations. This is to be headed by its vigilance chief.
ये जब कार्रवाई हुई जो एनसीबी ने की, तब आपके सामने क्या हुआ? क्या वो कार्रवाई जब हुई तो आप वहां पे थे? जब पंचनामा हुआ आप वहां पे थे?
कार्रवाई जब ही अंदर चल रही थी तभी तो मैं वहां पर नहीं था। अराउंड 10:30 रात के 10:30 पौने 11 बजे मैं वहां पर पहुंचा तो मैंने देखा कि मुनमुन धमेचा और एक लेडीज थी, उनको एक साइड में बिठाया था। उनके साथ एक लेडी कांस्टेबल रखी थी और 4-5 जन थे। एक साइड में मैंने देखा तो आर्यन खान जी एक कैबिन में बैठे हुए। मतलब ठीक है।
आपने पहचाना आर्यन खान को कैसे?
हाँ, पहचाना, क्योंकि वो सेलिब्रिटी की लड़के है तो ऑब्वियसली पहचान तो सकते हैं क्योंकि उनका नाम हमेशा मतलब वायरल होते रहता है। अभी एक सेलिब्रिटी के लड़के है तो उनको कोई भी पहचान सकता है। फिर वहां से अराउंड 11:15-12 के बीच में ये लोग एनसीबी ऑफिस पहुंच गए, मतलब सबको लेके। फिर उसमें किरण गोसावी सर ने उनकी जो इनोवा थी वो अंदर बुला ली थी। फिर उसमें वो आर्यन खान के साथ बैठे और एनसीबी के एक अधिकारी थे। ये लोग सब साथ में लेके एनसीबी ऑफिस चले गए और मैं चलते चलते एनसीबी ऑफिस के नीचे जाके खड़ा रह गया सामने।
जो पंचनामा जिसके ऊपर आपके सिग्नेचर है, क्या आपने वो पढ़ा था? आपने उस पे
अच्छा वो आपने ये सवाल पूछा। अराउंड 12:45-1 बजे के बीच में मुझे कॉल आया किरण गोसावी सर का, ऊपर आ जाए एनसीबी ऑफिस में वानखेड़े साहब बुला रहे। तो उनके एक सहकारी थे सालेकर करके, समीर सालेकर, उन्होंने मेरे हाथ में पेपर था मध्य, बोले इसमें साइन कर। बोला सर ये सब पूरा ब्लैंक है, मैं साइन कैसे करूं? वानखेड़े साहब वहां से बाहर आ गए, अरे त्याच्या साइन घे फटाफट ते पंचनाम्यावर। तो मैंने तभी हल्के से ही बोला क्योंकि मैं उनके ऑफिस के अंदर हूं और मेरा साइन ले रहे हैं। बोला सर पूरा ब्लैंक है, क्या करूं? मैंने तभी मराठी में उनसे बात किया, साइन करे काय ना हो।
ऐसा किसने कहा आपको?
वो समीर सालेकर ने।
अच्छा।
फिर मैंने क्या किया, अराउंड 9 से 10 पेपर के ऊपर मैंने गिना सब, लाइकली 9 से 10 पेपर के ऊपर उन्होंने मेरा साइन लिया। उसके बाद अराउंड 4:30 के करीब मॉर्निंग हम लोग लोअर परेल पहुंचे। हमारे गाड़ी के पीछे वो सैम सर की गाड़ी थी व्हाइट, जो क्रिस्टा मैंने बताया। हम लोग लोअर परेल जैसे ही पहुंचे, पीछे से एक ब्लू कलर की मर्सिडीज आ गई
सुबह 4:30 बजे।
हाँ मॉर्निंग में। तो वहां पर तो इनका सब कन्वर्सेशन चालू था।
क्या कन्वर्सेशन हो रहा था? क्या बातचीत क्या हो रही थी? क्योंकि आप गाड़ी में थे।
हाँ, किरण सर का कन्वर्सेशन सैम सर के साथ चालू था कि अरे एक काम कर, उनको बोल 25 का बॉन्ड डाल, लास्ट 18 में फाइनल कर, क्योंकि वानखेड़े को हम लोग को 8 देना है, बाकी का 10 हम लोग बांट लेंगे।
ये 25 का मतलब क्या चल रहा था? किस बारे में बात कर रहे थे? किसके लिए बात कर रहे थे?
जो आर्यन खान को वहां पर ये किया था।
तो आपने उस महिला जो बैठी थी गाड़ी में उनको पहचाना कि वो?
हाँ, मैंने पहचाना कि ये पूजा ददलानी है, एसआरके की मैनेजर। फिर वो 25 का जो बात है वो मुझे समझ में आ गया कि 25 CR का बात चल रहा था, उसमें से 8 समीर वानखेड़े को देना है और 10 बांट लेना है।
आप किरण गोसावी के साथ थे ये इस वाकये के बाद भी?
इस वाकये के बाद था, क्योंकि पिछले 2 महीने से मेरा जो सैलरी था वो तो मुझे चाहिए था।
तो सैलरी आपको दिया नहीं था?
नहीं,
अभी मिला सैलरी आपको उसके बाद?
अराउंड 15,000 मुझे सिर्फ दिया है। 21 तारीख को मुझे कॉल आया था उनका लास्ट। 21 तारीख के पहले मुझे 10 तारीख को कॉल आया था कि तू सोलापुर आ जा करके।
21 अक्टूबर को आपको कॉल आया था उनका?
लास्ट आया था। वो भी उनके वाइफ ने मुझे कॉल किया था कि आप टेलीग्राम ऐप डाउनलोड करो, आपको ये कॉल करने वाले हैं। तो मैंने जैसे ऐप डाउनलोड किया, मुझे 10 मिनट के अंदर मुझे कॉल आ गया।
तो आपने पूछा नहीं आप कहाँ है? आपके पैसे भी उनके पास थे?
स्वाभाविक है, ये तो पूछेगा ही। मैं
क्या बोला उन्होंने?
मैं आउट ऑफ इंडिया है, मैं 1-2 दिन में सरेंडर होने वाला हूँ, तू टेंशन मत ले। बोला ठीक है। पहले तो मुझे पूछा तू किधर है, तो मैंने जानबूझ के बोला कि मैं मुंबई में हूँ करके।
और कुछ बताना चाहेंगे उसके बारे में? और कुछ जानकारी जो शेयर करना?
सर 3 महीने में और क्या जानकारी मैं हासिल कर सकता?
Now, the Wankhede allies who have been questioning NCB since day one are now claiming vindication. The BJP, however, sees it as an attempt to defame the NCB, questioning the 25-day delay in Sahil's confessions.
जब किरण गोसावी, मनीष भानुशाली का हमने वीडियो जारी किया, उस दिन प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जो जवाब चाहिए थे वो नहीं मिले। उसके बाद 3 लड़कों को क्यों छोड़ा, उसका जवाब नहीं आया। और आज जिस तरह से चीज़ें सामने आ रही हैं, कहीं ना कहीं मुंबई शहर में फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में बड़े लोगों में डर पैदा करके पब्लिसिटी हासिल करना, सरकार को बदनाम करना और करोड़ों रुपयों की वसूली करने का काम हो रहा था।
जो आरोप समीर वानखेड़े पर हो रहे हैं, मुझे लगता है कि इसमें कोई तथ्य नहीं है। जानबूझकर किसी ने उनको बदनाम करने की कोशिश की है, तो ये बात ठीक नहीं है। जानबूझकर समीर वानखेड़े को बदनाम करने की कोशिश हो रही है, और इसीलिए अगर उनका आरोप है तो उसकी भी जांच पुलिस ने करनी चाहिए।
All right, and we have, in fact, our reporters joining us, Siddhant as well as Arunil. Siddhant, the big development coming in fact, is the letter that has been written by Samir Wankhede to the Mumbai police. Now, this is very, very significant because he's demanding that no precipitate legal action should be taken. Take us through what exactly the demand of Samir Wankhede is at this point of time.
Well, Mr. Wankhede has not at all spoken to anyone after this controversy. Whatever we got was from initially, that too a press release from Mr. Jain. Now, this is not just a letter written to Mr. Mumbai Police Commissioner. The letter has also been CC'd to DGP of Maharashtra and DG Anti-Corruption Bureau. Now, Mr. Wankhede has to say in this letter that some people may lodge complaint against him. That complaint is precipitate in nature and will be a false complaint. And this complaint is going to be in regard to the allegations that have been leveled against agency and against him in Aryan Khan's case. He has also mentioned the CR number. Now he also adds on to say in this communication to Mumbai Police Commissioner that already one departmental inquiry has been initiated in the same matter, and he also adds on to say that few days back there was an open threat made against him to send him to jail or to get him dismissed from service by one reputed person in this society. He may be talking about Mr. Nawab Malik.
Right.
He has not named anyone. So he has requested and conveyed the same matter to the bosses of 3 departments, and he has requested not to take any complaint or matter in the same case.
All right, quick word from Arunil as well. Arunil, what really are we looking at when we're talking about the fact that a letter has been written to the DG by the DDG of the NCB, and now we understand that a vigilance probe is also likely to be underway as far as the allegations that have been made in this affidavit by Sahil?
Well, if at all an internal inquiry has been conducted against Sameer Wankhede within the NCB department, especially operating from the headquarters in Delhi, then it mounts more pressure and trouble probably for Sameer Wankhede. If we look at this entire case from a very balanced perspective, Madhav, then clearly Nawab Malik, who has been making these kind of allegations against Sameer Wankhede, repeated allegations, if I can repeat, if I can just say that, then BJP has been saying that he's acting as per vendetta, he's acting as per witch hunt, because recently only Nawab Malik's son-in-law was arrested by Sameer Wankhede. But these allegations that have been leveled against Sameer Wankhede and his team are extremely serious, especially after what Prabhakar Sahil has been saying, mentioning about the fact that he was made to sign on 8 to 9 empty documents, documents on which nothing was written. He was made to sign on those documents within the premises of NCB and not at the place where the seizure was made. In fact, Prabhakar also going to the extent of saying that the plan was to collect rupees 18 crore from Shah Rukh Khan so that 8 crore can be given to Sameer Wankhede. In fact, we spoke to Manish Bhanushali as well.
The allegation is of some kind of an extortion bid. What are the details of that? We haven't yet heard any kind of confirmation or statement from the side of Shah Rukh Khan's office either at this point of time. So we will have to take it one by one. I'd like to thank both Arunil and Siddhant for reporting through the day. In fact, tomorrow too is going to be a very hectic day. I believe that Ananya Pandey also makes an appearance at the NCB office in the middle of the day. I'd like to thank both of you for joining us. Let me straight away get into this debate. Rahul Narvekar is with us, BJP MLA and spokesperson. Shehzad Poonawalla, Times Now contributor, joins us. Mahesh Tapse, NCP spokesperson, is with us. Kishore Tiwari, Shiv Sena Leader, and Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst, also joining us on the broadcast. Rahul, I'm going to begin with you. Discounting everything else, the very fact that here is a person who is on affidavit, and that affidavit, I will admit, has not yet been submitted in a court of law. It has been notarized, but there's no reason to believe it won't be submitted in a court of law tomorrow or henceforth on any other given date. But the very fact that he's being asked to sign on these blank papers, which perhaps later constitute the Panchnama. I don't know what the exact allegation is, but he is leveling this very serious charge against NCB officials. And obviously there is somewhere or the other NCB feels this is worth probing. That's why they have forwarded this for a vigilance inquiry. Rahul.
Well, you know, the timing of this allegation or perhaps this revelation is is a big suspect. We have the bail application coming up before the High Court. There are reasons to prejudice the matter by making such allegations. There are, if at all these allegations were to be leveled, why was there a gap of over 25 days? It's not that this gentleman knew these facts, didn't know about these facts all these days. He knew all about it. So, having said this, I don't think I would give too much weightage to these allegations. In any event, if there is an allegation leveled, it has to be investigated.
But if he is saying, Rahul Narvekar, but if he is saying he was in touch with this individual
within the institution.
Rahul, the reason I'm asking you this question, one second, Kishore Tiwari, please, we have time. I'll come to each of you. I'll come to each of you, gentlemen. One second. I'm going to come to each of you, gentlemen. Rahul has made a point about the timing of these allegations. So I just want to ask you a simple counter question. He is, by his own admission, his affidavit, saying that he was an employee, a personal bodyguard of Mr. Gosavi. On 21st October, he goes missing. He fears whether this person could have been abducted or killed. And that is perhaps one of the reasons that he is now coming out in the open and making these charges. Rahul.
Okay. See, there are, if you really want to make a revelation or perhaps make an allegation or make a complaint, you can do it in so many different ways. You don't need to personally be there. You could have very well called up the agencies, you could have gone to the media, you could have done so many things. If he could come out before the media today, he could have done it then also. He could have, I mean, the moment, if you've picked it up today, what is the threat perception that prevails today, which did not prevail then or which prevailed then and does not prevail today?
You're again on the point of timing. Kishore Tiwari wants to respond to you. Kishore Tiwari.
I don't think this argument makes...
Okay, you made your point now. Kishore Tiwari, the timing is very suspect. He could have gone earlier to the media or to the agencies or whoever he wants to make this complaint against formally or even a court of law. Why now, 25 days later, is the question coming from Rahul Narvekar. Please respond to that.
No, I am not... Rahul Narvekar is working like a lawyer for CP or the Sameer Wankhede, but I am not going to give any answer to that because Prabhakar can give the
Well,
answer.
I would be happy to if I'm appointed. If I'm given the brief, I would be happy to.
Rahul, I have not interpreted you. You try to understand. He has asked me, let me answer. You will be allowed to contradict, but the allegations made by the Prabhakar are very serious. Thank you very much the times now that you have brought this extortion expose. Now the affidavit says that Panchanama, that signature was taken on the blank paper. The 25 crore were asked to pay. All things are very serious. Now, Madhav, I want to add something. The DG NCP asked the DDG Gyaneshwar Singh, who is a party to this extortion. So, what will be the inquiry? So, how can Samir Wankhede write to the Maharashtra police not to take the cognizance?
Okay.
I think he should be interrogated first. He should be taken into the custody. But Aryan Khan's detention after this expose of the Times now is illegal. I think Supreme Court should act now and he should be released first. He should be released first.
Okay.
It is all fraudulent. It is all fraudulent.
Okay.
The NCP has been working like they are misusing the NPBS Act, and this is very serious issue.
Okay. Sir, you made a series of allegations over there. I see Shehzad Poonawala's hand going up. Yes, Shehzad, would you like to respond to what Mr. Kishore Tiwari just said? He says these are very serious charges. The court should now intervene.
No, Madhav, the last part of his statement was that he has already gone above the courts and declared Aryan Khan to be innocent. And that is the real agenda. The agenda is that the government is working at the behest of one or two people. And what is the nexus? Nawab Malik, whose son-in-law was in jail, comes out, makes scandalous allegations, then threatens the officer. No other place in the country such a threatening is done by any sitting minister. 2 days after that, one of the many witnesses comes out and puts out an affidavit in social media and media, not even taking it to court, and on the basis of that, the spokesperson of Shiv Sena is giving a clean chit to Aryan Khan, by the way, whose bail has been rejected by 2 courts. This shows that there is a clear-cut nexus, and it has been proven on Times now at 9 p.m. that Shiv Sena government has orchestrated all of this in order to protect one or two high and mighty guilty. If not, Kishore Tiwari should take back his statement that Aryan Khan is not guilty, because a court of law has rejected his bail. By saying that Aryan Khan is innocent, he has been fraudulently put, the entire cat is out of the bag. This has been orchestrated to defame an officer like Mr. Samir Wankhede, and this is vendetta politics by Nawab Malik that has been proven by Kishore Tiwari.
Okay, Kishore Tiwari, before you come in, I want to bring in Tehseen Poonawala. His hand has also been going up. At the end of the day, Tehseen Poonawala, the NCB feels that it has a strong case. Now, at the end of the day, the NCB has also presented certain things before the court on which they have based this entire case. So, can we just discount the NCB's inquiry, as one that has not gone as per law, just based on this one statement of one witness? Tehseen.
Absolutely. We not only need to dismiss the inquiry, it needs to be junked into the dustbin. Just as in the Riya Chakravarti case, the NCB made false claims, 2 courts rejected her bail, and subsequently after Riya Chakravarti, even in the Shobit Chakravarti case, the Honorable Bombay High Court said that there was absolutely no allegations, and everything that the NCB said that they were involved in drug trade. Maximum. First of all, I'll just be very brief with your viewers. What are the charges on Aryan Khan? He was not on the cruise. He had no drugs on him. There was no drug test done on him to find out whether he was consuming drugs or no. The maximum charges that do come on Aryan Khan is 20B of the NPPS Act and 27 of the NPDS Act, which attracts a maximum imprisonment of 1 year. This gets bail. Now to come out and say we will frame a charge, we will try and prove a conspiracy while he's in jail is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, in Riya and Shobit was thrown out, will be thrown out in Aryan Khan's case. The thing that needs to be asked is this. Every single thing that is being exposed by Times now, which is the country's #1 channel, and by your reporters, Mayur and others, is this. That every single person associated with this dubious character, Mr. Wankhede, seems to have a dubious record, whether it is Gosabi, whether it is the other Sam, whether it is Fletcher Patel, and now this bodyguard. His wife sees a sister needs to be above board as well. In Sameer Wankhede's case, everything is tumbling out like a dirty closet filled with dirty clothes. And that is the problem in Sameer Wankhede's case. His friends are punched, the witnesses are sitting there taking selfies and making Aryan Khan speak on the phone. All these things have been put out by us.
Okay. I'm going to give Shehzad a chance to rebut that.
Madhav, just a quick counter, Madhav. Yeah, just. First of all, the Honorable Sessions Court has said that 29
I'm coming to you, Mr. Tiwari. There are one more panelist who has not yet spoken. I'm coming to all of you. One second.
Mr. Tiwari, please pipe down.
One at a time. Shehzad, I'll handle the guest. Please respond to Tehsil's charges for the moment. Yeah.
Because he has spoken a lot of things against.
Sir, I'm coming to you, please. There's a lot of time. Calm down, Mr. Tiwari. I'm coming to you.
Anyways, makes little sense. Please. First of all, the court has held that 29 and 37 is applicable in the case of Mr. Aryan Khan, and therefore do not sit in judgment over the courts. You can appeal to a higher court. Secondly, Mr. Wankhede is a serving officer. I am shocked that on a platform like Times Now, we are ripping apart a serving officer who does not have anything on record against him, and we are all listening to it. I just submit again, Madhav, that had this been a UP government minister making such allegations about another serving IPS officer, these very same people on your panel would have been shouting, saying, look at the way the institutions of this country are being demolished. And I leave it at that. Then an officer who can't
let the NCP spokesperson respond to that. Mahesh Tapse, Shehzad Poonawalla says that you will not have a situation like this in any other state where a sitting minister is constantly making charges, barbs, against a sitting central government officer in a central government agency in this particular manner. If it was in any other state, it would have been called the vindictiveness of that particular state government, but that's not happening in the case of what Mr. Nawab Malik has alleged vis-a-vis Sameer Wankhede. That is Shehzad's argument. Please respond to that. Mahesh Tapse.
Good evening, Madhavji and all panelists. Let me tell you, Shehzad, my friend, that the allegations that Nawab Malik has made is for the witnesses. And you also understand the Indian Evidence Act, in which the role of a witness is extremely cardinal for the dispensation of justice. So what we objected to Manish Goswami, who is a BJP functionary, what he was doing there, no answer has come from the NCB nor from the BJP. KP Goswami is also a witness, now is an absconder, and he's a prime witness in the entire case. The NCB first denied that he's an officer because his photos was flashed with that star kid, and NCB had to later retract and say that he is not an officer in the investigating team. We came to know that he's a witness, so we asked by what kind of a witness he has his own.
No, sir, but Mahesh Tapse, you're not answering the question. The question is also the threats that have openly been made. How can you say that this officer will lose his job? Is that something responsible for a minister to say?
No, let me complete.
No, he said it will be jailed.
One second. Can he say, as a minister, on what basis can he make such a charge unless he has some strong evidence to back up that claim?
Your witness number one, KP Goswami, is not there. He's untraceable. Now, second witness, this guy, Parmeshwar Sale or whatever, Prabhakar Sale, is an employee of KP Goswami. He's his employee. He is employed in employment in less than 2 months. So what kind of witnesses are you producing? If you have a solid case, which I'm sure that the NCB, the Narcotics Control Bureau, is there for the dispensation and for the eradication of all kinds of drug mafia in this country, they have a strong, let them have a strong case against anybody. But what kind of witnesses are you producing in the front in the court of law? That is the exact question what Nawab Malik asked when he made a first press conference. Today, this Prabhakar Sale has said that I have been unemployed.
Nawab Malik threatened to put Mr. Wankhede in jail. Please play that audio.
NCB taking up. This is the question.
Madhav, I'm on the specific point of the threat.
For the dispensation of justice. If the NCB has any strong case, they should have good witnesses. What kind of
all
witnesses
of these points can be argued in court. I am asking, why did you threaten Mr. Wankhede?
Nowhere in any case that has been registered in this country, we see a witness who is employed.
All these points can be argued in
All right. We have several other points. We have several other points, but I'm going to ask the question that Mr. Tapse has made. I'm going to put that question to Rahul Narvekar. Rahul Narvekar, end of the day, here is a person, Mr. KP Goswami. Now, it's a known fact. It's a public document fact about what his background is. There are cases that are there against this particular person. And now this person who is a witness has gone missing. The second witness is an employee of Mr. Goswami, as Mr. Tapse has referred to. At the end of the day, this really shows that the cases or the punches who have been relied on as far as the Panchnama is concerned, are not really credible people in the first place.
True. Well, to the best of my knowledge, the last I knew was that the credibility of a witness or the veracity of the statement given by him is to be judged and analyzed and assessed by the judiciary. But be that as it may, I think everyone other than the judiciary seems to be having views and opinion on that. I am sure all these facts which we are debating have been put forth before the judiciary by the appropriate forum, and that forum has considered this while granting custody. Having said that, I smell a larger controversy or a larger conspiracy to this entire episode. Please look at the sequence of events. Nawab Malik has a personal grudge against Samir Wankhede that is known to one and all. Nawab Malik needs to settle scores with Samir Wankhede that is known to all. Nawab Malik comes in open and says, I will see to it that this officer is suspended and I'll see to it that he is expelled from service. And thereafter, the state government somehow wants to get jurisdiction to get into this case. And therefore, this allegation perhaps is being planted so that the state police can get some kind of a leeway into this matter and start harassing Samir Wankhede so that he doesn't take this, to this case to its logical conclusion. And that's very evident from the flow of events.
Okay.
Anyone with a basic common sense will be able to put 1 + 1 together and come to the conclusion.
I want the NCP spokesperson to respond to that, because one second, I'm coming to Tehseen and Mr. Kishore. Since you have, once again, Rahul, you made direct charges against the NCP minister. I'm going to allow the NCP spokesperson, Mr. Tapse, to respond to that. Mahesh Tapse, direct and pointed question is that there is an agenda that Mr. Nawab Malik has against this particular officer. That's the charge coming in from BJP, and that is why he's repeatedly targeting this particular individual. Your response to that?
Madhav, I outrightly refute the charges made
and the
by
state
my
government
friend
is trying
Rahul
to get
Narvekar.
themselves into this matter to
Hang on, Rahul. Allow me to
officer.
speak. Rahul, allow me to speak. I outrightly refute the charges which my friend Rahul Narvekar has made against Nawab Malik. Nawab Malik does not have any personal agenda or any grudge against any officer of this country, be irrespective of any department. Yes, there was a case against his son-in-law. And at the time of arrest, also Nawab Malik, this is in Jan, I think, Nawab Malik said that whoever is against the law should be taken to the rightful place. And he said that I have complete faith in the judicial system, in the judicial process of the country and the rights which have been enshrined to an individual by the Constitution of India. So I totally deny the allegations made by my friend. But I would also like to say, if something is wrong, let it be proved in the court of law. Today, this document, this affidavit has come in the public domain. I'm sure that the judiciary of this country
now you got it.
is going to take
Nawab Malik should also understand this. You should tell this to Nawab Malik.
Okay.
You should tell this to Nawab Malik that believe in the Constitution, believe in the judiciary.
Just one
This is what you need to tell Mr. Malik. This is exactly what you need to tell Mr. Nawab Malik. Instead of getting behind officers and having a personal vendetta, instead of getting behind officers and getting your personal scores settled, you should believe in the Constitution, you should believe in the judiciary and let them do their job. And not get after officers.
Can I just have one line?
Okay. Many hands going up over here. I just want to come in once again. Many hands going up. I can't let everyone speak at the same time. And I'm going to go across to Kishore Tiwari. One second. I'm going to go across to Kishore Tiwari and I need to ask him a simple question. Mr. Tiwari, my simple question to you is this: that at the end of the day, we are seeing this ugly center versus state face-off playing out in the form of, actions as far as agencies are concerned. We've seen it in the past in different cases. Now, once again, it appears to be playing off as far as this particular NCB versus Maharashtra Aghadi government is concerned. And the charge on the other side, or the insinuation, is that this Aghadi government is taking it out on certain officials who are probing certain cases, and because of the sensitive nature of those cases, these individuals or these officials are the ones who are being targeted. Your response to that, Kishore Tiwari?
Madhav, you correctly told that experience of the last 18 months, that national agencies are being used by the central government to discredit and dislodge this.
Sir, the center and BJP says the reverse is also true. that the Agadi government's own agencies and police are also probing officials such as Mr. Wankhede, or at least they are planning to probe Mr. Wankhede's case, and which is why he has written a letter saying there should not be any precipitate investigation or action, legal action in this case.
Madhav, let me speak. The allegation that Prabhakar has given the affidavit and we prompted him to give, this is very serious. In fact, the chronology of the events mentioned in the affidavit by the Prabhakar Saleh is very serious. I think the investigation by DG itself is the must. I think Paramveer has been absconding. One eyewitness, KP Goswami, is absconding. The days are not far when Samir Wankhede will be absconding. So, Maharashtra, we have asked Maharashtra police at least to detain Samir Wankhede, so he should not leave the nation itself. So there are serious charges, and credibility of the NCP and integrity of the NCP has been questioned.
Okay.
That is very serious thing.
Okay,
I think Supreme Court should intervene.
Okay. Whether the court intervenes or not is an entirely different matter, but I want to take a question across to, once again, Shehzad Poonawalla, simple question to you. Yeah. And my question is very, very basic. Now, you may say that this affidavit is not filed in a court of law. You may say that these are all wild, unsubstantiated allegations. But the very fact that the NCB has decided to go for a vigilance probe into this entire matter, and there is another DGD level officer who will be probing this entire matter, shows that prima facie at least these charges are going to be probed by the NCB. They have found some merit in the allegations that have been made. That cannot be argued. One second, let Shehzad respond to that.
One second.
Sir, let him respond. You have spoken, Mr. Tiwari. One second, Mr. Tiwari, you have spoken now. Let Shehzad respond. I've asked him a direct question. Let him respond.
This is frustrating. It is frustrating. Yeah, Madhav, I completely agree with you. I have said that it has no legal sanctity, but does not mean that it should not be taken seriously. Gyaneshwar Singh, with whom I've had a pleasure of working at some point of time, is a very upright officer, and I'm glad that it has been handed over to him, and it should be every allegation, even ones made by non-serious players on this panel, should be taken seriously. But having said that, Madhav, let me please complete. Madhav, you have to please make sure that I can get in a word, and I am not obstructed at every statement by Mr. Tiwari,
we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Sound to these debates. Please.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, Madhav, I'm quoting the exact, I'm quoting the exact statement of Mr. Nawab Malik. Here is the statement. You came, he's talking about Wankhede. You came to jail us. People of this nation won't be silent without seeing you behind bars. We have evidence of bogus cases. Is this the statement to be made by a minister in a sitting government?
No, Shehzad, we have debated the point of Mr. Nawab Malik ad nauseam. I'm going to give Tehseen a chance to rebut you on that. We have asked the question now. We have asked the question several times. Let's move on. We are discussing the affidavit over here. The development today is the affidavit. Let's stick to that point, please. And I'm going to bring Tehseen Poonawalla on that particular point. Tehseen Poonawalla, now you have seen what Mr. Wankhede has written to the state government. The allegation of Mr. Wankhede is that he does not want any kind of legal action on part of the state government. Now, how do we know that will not happen? It's one thing to say that the central government agencies are being misused. Now, if the state police or an allegation is there that there is potential misuse possible of state government machinery, that too is a very serious charge. Tehseen.
No, there are two options. Mr. Wankhede, of course, has the right to explore his legal means of protecting himself, which he may, and the state, not just Maharashtra, but all opposition states need to understand what they need to do to counter the center, because the center is currently misusing agencies. But I have a larger point to make. All videos of Goswami and all pictures of Goswami were tweeted by me. Most of them were tweeted first by me, and they've all gone viral. As a tweet, is a picture of Goswami taking selfie with Aryan Khan's cake. Is there a picture of him making him speak on the phone, which I broke today, and Sanjay tweeted fake? Are these fake videos? Then put a case on me. If they are not, why is this witness pulling this boy? Why was this boy caught outside the police? When he had no guts, why did the witness take him to the NCB? All of this also needs to be proven. Why is this witness now absconding? The fact is that this particular witness has prior charges of extortion, of prior charges of other allegations on him. Why the police is searching for him? He's with a central agency being protected.
Can I respond?
And he's linked to the BJP government, which has a vested interest in dropping the Maharashtra government. You tell me, are the pictures I tweeted fake?
Can I
if they're
respond
fake, put
to
a case on me. I'm saying this on time now. What were you broke?
Okay, now can I respond to this? Madhav, can I quickly respond to this point?
I'm challenging you here. I am sitting in
can I
front of
quickly
you.
respond to this? You made your point.
Okay.
Okay, so now let me respond. Quick
response from Shehzad.
Madhav, let me respond to this. whatever Tehseen has tweeted, quick response, whatever Tehseen has tweeted, and he's tweeted it first, congratulations to him, he should not spend his time tweeting, he should take it to court. He should argue these cases. It's been argued in court. And Tehseen, the PIL master after Prashant Bhushan, is very acquainted with the courts. I request him to take all these videos and all these factoids to court, but stop threatening officers and stop doing actions of vendetta.
No. I think there are two separate issues over here. I think there are two separate issues. And I'm going to take this question to Rahul Narvekar. I'm going to take this question. One second. Shehzad as well as Tehseen, please calm down. I want Rahul Narvekar to answer this question. Rahul Narvekar, you know, these persons and their allegations or their links with the BJP are an entirely different matter. But here you have a person or his questions in terms of his credibility as it is with cases is there. That's a question I've already posed to you. But you have a situation where the NCB, you know, anybody can be a whistleblower and tip off. But here is a person who has access to a person who has just been detained or arrested. Aryan Khan is busy clicking selfies and posting them on social media. Now that raises some serious questions on the professionalism of the NCB, which once again in this affidavit on several occasions has been questioned.
No, with regards to the witness having access to the accused, witness being in close proximity to the accused, yes, it does not befit the ideal procedures laid down by law and the rules relating to arrest and behavior of witness. Yes, and that perhaps should be. Let me complete, my friend. Let me complete.
Mr. Tiwari, please don't heckle people. I have given you enough opportunity to speak. If you're going to heckle people, I'm going to lower your fader now. Rahul, please respond.
So let me complete. So all these issues, perhaps the lapses of the investigating agencies with regards to the witness being in proximity to the accused have been looked into by the court also. And despite that, if the court found a prima facie case to grant custody, I'm sure they've applied their mind to it. Why should you and me debate over it when the courts have made up their mind on that prima facie?
Let's be clear about one thing.
Now, having said that,
let's be clear about one thing. What has come up now in the affidavit is fresh information. It has not yet been submitted in the court. The court is yet to take a view of this. Of course, there can be any number of reasons for why this has happened. I'm not going to get into that. But I'm just saying prima facie, there are some serious questions that are now beginning to emerge as far as the manner in which this entire probe was conducted. They are questions. There is nothing conclusive. There is no black and white here. It's all grey until the court finally decides.
I'm coming to that.
So respond.
No, but you know, Tehseen Poonawala, I don't know whether it was a slip of the tongue or whether he gave it out, his conscious mind gave it out. You know, he clearly said, this is the only way the opposition parties should deal with the central agencies. He has said it on record today, not that it matters much what he says, but he said it on, this is the mindset of the Congress.
This is a debate for another day, because this is a charge that both sides can make, that agencies are being misused. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that debate because we're completely out of time, Rahul Narvekar. But this is a sensational, explosive set of allegations that have come out through the affidavit of this individual, Sahil, as well as the interview that was first aired here on the Times Network. We're going to continue to track all these stories and the developments related to it in coming days as well. For the moment, I'd like to thank all our guests, Rahul Narvekar as well as Shehzad Poonawala, Kishore Tiwari, Tehseen Poonawala, as well as Mahesh Tapse for joining us on the debate. We're going to slip into a quick break for now.